Hi, this is Adam from Sideways 8, and I'm going to walk you through the basics of adding content to your content capture site so that this process will be very easy and painless. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the content capture site. So for this we have example.s8content.com, and the first thing you'll need to do is log in. And you'll come to the home page of your content capture site. Now, a couple things that you'll notice. The first thing is that we'll have the sitemap all built out with all the pages that you're going to need to populate. So you've got About Us and the subpages, Services and the subpages, or perhaps sub-subpages, Testimonials, and Contact Us. For each site, this is going to be unique, but this is going to be the pages that you're expected to add content to. The other thing you'll notice is that on the home page, you will not be adding content, as a home page is going to be very customized and will be adding content in a more unique way. So the home page of your content capture site is going to serve as your training center in case you forget how to do something or you need to review something or learn something new. So you'll see that there's a training video here that is ready to be watched if you'd like to do that. I'm going to assume for the purposes of this tutorial that you've watched one and that we want to go and add content to a site. So the first thing we're going to do is navigate to the site that we want to add content to. For this one, I'm going to go to About Us. And on the site, you'll notice that there's About Us, the title, and absolutely nothing else. So the first thing I'll do is go up here to the top and click on Edit Page. And this will take me into the back end of the site where I'll want to add my content. So I'm going to be adding in some dummy content here, but for the sakes of example, I'm just going to go ahead and paste in some dummy text right here. So you can see this is just like copying and pasting from Word or from whatever other editor you may be using. It's just paragraph text right here, no big deal. Let's say after paragraph text I get to a section and I want to add a list of items. So I'd make a list there. And I can come up here and you'll notice that I've got a choice of an unordered list with bullet points and an ordered list with numbers. So I'll just choose an unordered list for the sake of example. And we can start typing item 1, enter, item 2, hit enter, item 3, enter. And then if you hit enter twice, it takes you out of that. Let's say, for example, that I wanted to add a link. Add a link. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight the word that I want to be my link. And I'm going to click on this link button right here, insert edit link. And let's send you to sideways8.com because it's always good to promote our site, I suppose. If you're going to a site that is somewhere that's apart from your site, you do want to make sure that you click open link in new window or tab. You can also note here, you can also link to an existing page on your site. So if you didn't want to link to sideways8.com, you wanted to link to your staff page, then you can just click staff and hit add link, and now you have a link. You can do the same with block quotes, italicizing, bolding. If you want to bold a word, highlight the word, click on bold. It's very similar to Microsoft Word. Another thing that you're going to want to notice, and I'll just give myself some room here, another thing you'll want to notice is that there's a toggle bar right here, toolbar toggle, okay? So you can open that up, and this gives you a few more options if you wanted to edit your text color, or if you wanted to indent, decrease indent, or increase indent, if you wanted to undo something that you had done, or if you even wanted to justify your text. One thing to note as you're creating content is you want to be aware of how you're managing that content with different headers. So something that is very, very important would probably be you'd probably want to highlight that as a section title, and you'd probably make that like a heading 2. Something that is semi-important, maybe you'd highlight that and you'd make that a heading 3 or even a heading 4, and you do that right here. And what you'll notice is that it's slightly smaller and less prominent, and then you can add some paragraph text below that to kind of help section out your page and make it clean and easy for people to understand and navigate. So let's say that I wanted to add an image to my page here, or a couple of images. So I've got some images right here that I'm going to be adding to the page, and the best way to start that is to just grab the image that you want and drop it right onto the page. You'll notice that it uploads automatically, and then you've got a variety of options over here to kind of play with. One thing that I do want to note is that I have resized this image to 600 by 800. You do not ever want an image any larger than 800 pixels to be put on the website. If you upload an image by default, say an image that you've taken with your iPhone, that image is going to be far too large, and it's going to really slow down how fast your site can load. So be sure that you resize your images before you upload them to your website. That's extremely, extremely important. The next thing I'll do is I'll go over here and I'll give this image a title. So this is Aaron from our team, so I'll call this title Aaron Talking. You can add a caption if you would so desire. Alt text is always a good point, so a good thing to add, so I'll say Aaron Talking again. And then you're going to choose your alignment. So do you want this to the left of your content, in the center of your content, or to the right of your content? I'm going to choose to the left. And usually I'll leave the link to alone. And then you'll go to, okay, what size do you want? Do you want a thumbnail, which is 150 by 150? Do you want medium, or do you want full size? And for this one, I'm going to go ahead and let it resize down to medium. And I'm going to insert it into my page. Now notice it inserted at the bottom. Maybe I don't want it at the bottom. So I'll grab my image here, and I can move it ever so carefully up the page. So let's put it at the top left. Okay. And there it is. Now let's look at it and say, oh, well, I want to resize that a little bit. So you can just grab the corner right here and resize it. And there you go. And so now if I hit update and I go to view page, we'll now have a page with an image of Aaron and our text and information, our lists, and our very, very important H2 header tags there. Okay, let's go back into edit page, and let's say for example, that I wanted to add a couple of images as a gallery, for example. So I'm going to go back to my images, and I'm just going to grab, let's say I'll grab 8 images right here. Let's go ahead and drag those all in. It's going to upload all of them at once. And I'm going to say create gallery. And so now all the images that I just uploaded, you'll notice they have check marks by them by default. Okay, so this was the image I uploaded earlier. There's no check mark because it's not a part of my intended gallery. So I hit create gallery over here, come down here, and I'll give this a title, Team Breakfast, and I'll say create new gallery. Now I can reorder the gallery if I so desire, or whatever I'd like to do. I can decide how many columns I want for the pictures to go in. So do I want a 2-column layout, 3 columns, or 4 columns? I'm thinking probably 2 columns makes the most sense. I can put them in random order if I'd like. I can link to attachment page or media file. I usually prefer to keep that a media file. And then I can hit insert gallery. And you'll notice now I have a gallery of images. That pretty much wraps up the basic tutorial on how to add content to a page. Make sure that anytime that you add content, you come over here and you hit update when you have completed adding the content. And then as a final step, make sure that you go up here and you view the page to be sure that everything looks the way that you'd prefer for it to look. And then when you're ready, you just go on to your next page and start again. Thanks. If you have any questions, please let us know.